Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about something that I've been only passively thinking about over the past few weeks, and that is the idea of texting fatigue, which is why do I actually not respond to my texts in time, and why do I feel this guilt if by chance I happen to delay responding to a few texts? And I think that is a really pertinent question, especially during these times when all of us are loaded with just texts, messages, chats to respond to, and people to get back to, and this overwhelming guilt, this overwhelming feeling of guilt, as if we don't respond in time, there's something wrong that we're doing and something that needs to be corrected. And so in this video, I thought that I'll take you through a few ideas that I've been thinking about and how we can actually manage this texting fatigue. First, we have to understand that it's not that texting is the problem, but rather the social norms that have been attached with texting that are the problem. Now, I chat with many people on any given day, but most of the times I don't actually respond to all of the messages in one go. And the reason is because with a few friends of mine with whom I interact almost on a daily basis, I have made this sort of understanding that, hey, there could be days when I don't actually get back to you. That doesn't mean that I'm actually ignoring you or that you're not important or anything like that. But it's just that maybe I'm too overwhelmed with something, or maybe you're too overwhelmed on some other days with work or something that is just bothering you on a consistent basis. And I may not get back to your texts, but that does not mean that we need not continue our conversation. So we shouldn't play this guessing game of, whether someone is ignoring me or whether someone is deliberately not responding to my texts and so on and so forth, because that's really not that useful if you think about it. So just having this understanding with people who are close to you and with people who you interact with on a day-to-day basis is incredibly important and something that has helped me, especially to manage this texting fatigue. The second is a bit counterintuitive of an idea, and that is, let's say if you're using iMessage, to be able to turn on read receipts. I say that even though I don't have my read receipts turned on at the moment, I feel because people just want to feel acknowledged, seen, and recognized. So let's say if someone texts me, or let's say if I text someone and the message is delivered, but it hasn't been read as such, that just automatically leaves the sender of the message into this thinking loop of, whether my messages have been seen or not is a question, or whether they have been deliberately missed is another question. And I think a lot of the mind's passive energy just goes into this dichotomy, which is not really useful or productive in any way. So just having read receipts on will do two things. One, it will make you conservative in opening the text messages and actually reading them, which will automatically just help you manage your time better and allocate your time better for texting. And two, it will also send the message to the other person that, yes, you have actually read the message. It could be possible that you don't actually have the time to get back to them, and that's totally okay. But as long as you've had the conversation with them, given the first point, which is that it's not texting that's a problem, it's the social norms associated with texting that are the problem, then I believe that even if you have read receipts on, it will be super easy for you to just manage your relationships, because at the foundational level, the clarity is there, the clarity exists that we don't and we shouldn't feel obliged to respond to each other in a particular time. And obviously, if it's super urgent or if you need a response, well, calling and FaceTiming is always there. The third way I believe to manage this texting fatigue is to actually make it functional. I say this because I think there are two things at play over here. One, there are only a few friends that I text with on a regular basis. And two, the other friends with whom I don't text on a regular basis does not mean that they're not as close to me. But if our texting is functional, we often make the time to actually catch up in person, or because of COVID, catch up on video or audio. And I think that the moment you have this clarity in mind that I will have texting which is, more effortless and more fun with a certain set of people, which could be changing, and that really doesn't matter. And functional texting with most of the other people, I think 80% of the texting obligation problems will automatically be solved. And that is something that is super important and super useful, at least for me. I've started to do that, at least for my own peace of mind, in the past few weeks, and I've seen how that is extremely effective in making me understand that I don't need to respond to all the texts. And if by chance I am in touch with a person or a friend with whom I don't text that often, but with whom I'd love to catch up in person or on video or audio, instead of replying or instead of feeling obligated to respond to all of their texts, I'll just shoot them a simple message saying that, hey, there are a few messages that we have to talk about, and I'd love to just get on a call and just actually catch up with you instead of just texting. Because another reason why texting feels such a burden is because, well, simply you don't get that much social information or that much social output as you do when you meet the other person physically. So your mind is actually telling you that why should I really invest my time or energy or even attention in texting when I'm not getting the return that I am used to? And just understanding that and designing your texting and online life around this certain set of principles, which is to have clarity about not feeling obligated to respond to the other person, turning on read receipts or making the other person feel as if you have read or acknowledged their messages, and keeping texting functional with a certain set of people and effortless with another set of people, and keep on rotating these sets of people, I think texting will become more effortless and less taxing and less fatiguing as much as it is today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know how you feel about it, and thanks for watching.